Hey everybody, welcome to How Do I Know You with your hosts Mark and Dwayne.
What up?
Today, let's just jump into it. No lube, going raw.
Let's kick this over.
It's rough. It's gonna be painful for both of us.
All right, cool.
All right, so I was talking to a friend, and she was telling me like one time during sex, the dude just straight up tried to fist her.
Weird.
And I was like, wow, that's a conversation. That has to be a conversation, right? And then I started thinking, okay, anything past 2 fingers, you have to ask, right? Like that's a is this okay kind of thing. It's like you don't just shove your hand in there, right?
No, definitely you have to ask. However, how did this happen? Was it like a thing where it was like a night of passion, or was it like they were a couple and then he just decided to stick a fucking fist in her?
I didn't ask because I was like, because I got fixated on like who just decides to fist without any warning? Because fisting is like that's training. That's training the pussy to stretch.
Hey.
Or asshole, whatever. Not judging.
But some people go straight for the butthole, not knowing that also
that also requires training.
So I mean, it's not
my
my cup of tea, but I mean, I can't tell people not to try it.
Yeah, but like, I would say it depends on again the let's use finger as the width standard, right?
Right. As the width standard is fun
for testing, right? You don't just go dick first into an asshole unless it's like either a conversation before or this person knows like, oh yeah, it's trained already, kind of thing. Then you do it maybe, depending on the relationship between you two.
Right.
But you test it with a finger if it's gonna happen. First conversation with assholes are different, but vaginas at least it's like
because asshole and vagina's like right there.
It's right there. But like sometimes you miss the holes, whatever. They just kind of like slip in and out of each other, whatever.
Someone is like, and rewind.
But okay, so first one finger, assuming there's consent already. Because I got to cover this because people are like, when are they no consent? Assuming there's no consent.
I like your whiny bitch voice. We did.
That's all I hear when people get that way. Okay. So assuming there's already consent for sex and all that shit. Fingering with one finger, you don't really have to ask for that. 2 fingers, still pretty standard, but like it depends on how their body reacts to it. Then you're like, okay. Anything past that, once you go like 3 fingers, it's like, hey, it might ruin the mood, whatever. But you're like, if that's what you really want to do to the person, can I stick 3 fingers in there? The other way around, though, if it's the woman, she could just say, stick 3 fingers in there, and it's fine. Guys have to ask. Okay. Fucking name. We gotta cover all this shit. This is from our experience, like personal views, straight relationships. I don't really know much.
I don't know the other spectrum. But I don't know how they have sex. I'm pretty sure it's the same. I would hope.
Yeah, I hope they're just like asking before they just go straight to fisting. So, like, with that, women could just tell because it's like, okay, that's what they want. Then you can do it. But if it's a guy wanting to do that, you gotta ask.
Okay, yeah.
So, I don't know where I was trying to go with this shit. It was just fucking like, I was like mind blown.
So, I have met some women who at least have told me that they didn't like this, but I kind of feel like it's the same spectrum as like dudes when it comes to head. It's like, what dude's gonna turn down head, right? I feel like it's the same thing for women, but some women have told me like, nah, they don't like head, right? So, is it a conversation if you want to go down on a chick?
It should be.
Okay.
It should be.
So, you don't think that fingers should be a conversation?
1 to 2 fingers.
1 to 2 fingers should not be a conversation.
No, not if you're about to have sex. Because if you're sticking a dick in there, like if a dick's going inside.
Then, right. So, my thing would be on the flip side. So, if a woman is giving you top, what if she decides to go a little lower and tries to, tongue that asshole? Is that a conversation?
It should be. But I don't think I ever told you this. It's happened to me.
Oh, boy.
Should
I get up, man? I knew it.
I was like, dude, what are you doing? We're at work.
It's not clean there. Oh.
I haven't showered in days.
Oh, no.
I am not.
Why do you like this so much?
Don't stop. I mean, now that you're down there.
Be gentle.
Why is your tongue so spiky?
Whoa.
Yeah, it's weird. It got weird there. That's where it got weird. The spiky tongue thing.
All right, but
And I realized my mistake. No,
now
so
you gotta walk us
one
through
time I had a girl over and we were doing, just doing regular shit, nothing crazy. And she's giving me a head, and then she just does that to me. She licks my asshole. And at first, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what is that?
Right.
I mean, it felt good, so I just let it happen. I was just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just let this happen. But yeah, it should be a conversation, because that was very startling.
Were you violated?
I could have, if it didn't feel good, I'm pretty sure I would have felt violated, but the whole it feeling good, and I was like, oh, this feels cool. I just let it slide. But.
And then a finger was coming. And you were like, whoa, hey.
Get the lube first, at least.
At least slime that thing down.
Yes, slime it, right? Spit on it, at least.
Jeez.
So it should be, but if it's just a tongue, it's like not that big of a deal. If something's getting inserted when it's not typically the norm for...
Right.
And also, it was like a brand new, it was like one of the first times we had sex. So it was just like, oh.
Because I have a whole bunch of questions for this person. One, like, how deep is her vagina? Like, how wide is it for you to be like, I can definitely fit my fist in? Because I have a whole bunch of questions at that point. Because then it's like, I'm going to question the quality of the vagina at that point, because it's like,
I've never
there should
seen
be a limit,
okay,
right?
Like even with there
should be a limit, right?
There should be a limit,
right?
There should be a limit. But even when I'm watching porn, and you see like their vaginas are truly trained, you know, like they, especially ones that you follow that like they're up there. In
You
the
saw
world.
them from
I saw them when they were really tight.
when they graduated to leaving college. You was like, whoa! I remember when she could only take like a couple inches.
You were so
now.
tight when I was young, and now look at you, so loose and grown up.
Just taking all the BBC.
Oh, God.
I feel proud, but I'm also confused.
Now time to take mine. Fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah, so porn stars, they're trained and everything, but I've never seen one where I'm just like, oh yeah, that could take a fist.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so there's no like outlier features as far
Like,
as
how would you know as a guy that like my fist can definitely fit in here?
You gotta be forcing at that point, you know? Like, I don't know how you go from like 1 to 2 fingers to just straight up fist.
I don't even.
Because it's like, there should be a buildup.
This is
that's where I was. I was like, who fuck just goes to fisting? Who straight goes to fisting? Like, that's not. I don't think that's the norm for any kind of like sexual fetish or anything like that.
I think that's going on the too much porn.
Right, it's the euphoria thing with the
yeah.
scene we talked about where they were just like, oh, like don't just choke me, like I like it, but ass first and all that shit.
See, I think we talked about this before on this podcast when it comes to the whole choking thing. I feel like that's a buildup. Like
a real choke, or just like
just like
even just like putting my hand right like the collarbone or something.
I feel like putting your hand there is a buildup because you have to have that comfort level with the person. I've never really choked anyone. Like, so I'm not gonna go and be like, oh, you have to, like, I don't know.
I'll get him there. I'll let him test it out with me.
Harder? I don't know the, like, that's a crazy conversation. Because I feel like, at least in my mind, I would think all those conversations have to happen before the actual sex. Like, but not like minutes before.
It should with a partner, you know,
right.
like a one night stand. You stick to the norm, and then heat of the moment, you have to say what you want, right. You know, because if like that's the only time it's gonna happen, say what you want and maybe let it happen.
Right.
But with that one, I'm saying like the build up, yeah, because you know if you've been having sex with somebody for a while and it's like the same person, eventually like you're gonna go through all the positions and everything like that. You're gonna get different leverages and shit like that. Your hands, at least in my experience, when the guy's on top, that sounded so weird. That sounded weird. Anyways, I'm gonna get really defensive about it so that no one thinks wrong.
Roll right past.
Yeah, I'm just rolling. So when I'm on top, my hand kind of naturally goes on their collarbone, just like it's for leverage. It feels good or whatever.
Right.
From that point, then it's just like you like ask. It's like, do you, because if they like their hand, if they like my hand being right there, then it's just like, do you want me to squeeze a little bit right there? Like, you know, safe words and shit like that. I don't know. It's awkward, but if you want to do it, it's very necessary.
with women, everything is honestly, and this is from the straight male perspective, honestly, it's just like, you have to wait and see and let it happen, and then you kind of go from there, sadly. And I know everyone's gonna be like, nah, you have to ask and everything like that, but there's been no instances in my life where it's been like I asked and this, it was like, stuff happened, and then it was like, oh, okay, I guess we're here. You know what I mean? Like
that's I think that happens more often with partners,
right?
But in like that one night stand thing, if you're too uncomfortable to ask, then don't do it.
Right, exactly.
You shouldn't be comfortable enough to do it. Then.
Exactly. But to us, that's a common sense thing. But for people, I think again, like porn it's a good and a bad, because so many people now, depending on if like how much porn they've divulged, and especially if they can't understand the fantasy from reality aspect of it, it's like they will really try to do some of the stuff that you see in porn and think that girls like it. I've also like been able to talk to a lot of women who've been like oh, the stuff that you see and everything like that. They're like, nah, that's not even like fire or whatever. Like once you know about like the uterus and how like you can hit that and how it hurts, like all the stuff that we see in porn and everything is just like,
it's for camera angles.
Exactly. It's like, but it's like either there is a portion that I'm pretty sure are liking it. Then there's also a portion who are like, this is my job. And I have to take this thrashing I'm going through, but I hate every minute of this right now because it hurts. But for us, we're just like, oh no, it's great. They love it.
They all love it, yeah.
Like, so, but the whole fist thing, man.
Yeah.
He's a bold,
I've been with the
bold person.
Yeah, for real, right? I've been with the girl where I would consider doggy style a pretty normal thing to do. We were doing it that way, and I went to do it that way, and she was like, "Oh no, it hurts." So I was just like, "Oh, okay, that's good thing you told me, because I would have kept going. I would not have like realized the sounds between pain and like pleasure in that moment." So
uterus, everything there. So it's like, understand, cool. Like, but again, right when you said doggy style is like a normal thing or whatever, like sadly because of experiences in porn, it's made to be like, oh yeah, that's standard. That's not even like a questionable thing. You know
I forgot where I heard. I was like on a TV show or something. They were just like this dude. He had just gotten divorced and he's like older, so he's on dating, and he just realized like, oh, eating ass is standard now. So everyone he talked to like on Tinder, it was just like, eating ass is standard. It's like, yeah, oh yeah, first date. That's how you gotta do this. But
see, I feel like we're old enough where to me that's a no.
Yeah, that's not standard.
Yeah, it's like
it's not. Nah. That's like if your partner really wants it and you've been in a relationship for a while, kind of thing. Then
and you know that
some
person,
pre-planning with the douche, with the fucking taking a shower, wipes, whatever.
All that shit has to comfort level and a build up. But just
to straight do it, that's a risk.
I've always thought like meeting a person, and if you decide to like, I would say this goes for girls too. But if you decide to give like top the first time you meet somebody or whatever, you're a bold person.
Yeah, that's pretty bold.
That's really bold, because you have no idea where this person's been, how they are. You don't know like
when the last time it was washed.
You don't know anything. So to do that's bold the same way, but it always gets magnified with dudes where it's like, what? Like you ate her out and blah blah blah. You didn't blah blah blah. Like it's the same thing for dudes. Eating like a girl out on that first time you guys interact or meet or whatever is just like, he's a bold person to just.
Right.
You have no idea, man. You have no idea.
Gotta wait for after that shower.
Or at least fucking something. You gotta plan that out.
The morning of? I don't know.
Plan something out.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever ate someone out on the first date.
No.
It's a little bit of build up.
That's a build up. But again, this new age is like, oh no, like first date.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if we had like universal healthcare over here,
it'd be more riskier. Just take it. A little penicillin,
yeah, no problem, right here. Come on, doc.
I've known a couple of people who've gotten chlamydia, and I'm just like, see, that lets me know that all our decisions as men in my group were right.
Yeah, I've never had an STD.
Me either. But that just that lets me know because it and this was like they were like the people that I've known that this happened were with their partner.
Oh, and they got chlamydia?
Yeah. So it's like,
cheating.
So it's like, on I always go to that realm. Just like, what are the odds that you were like, I'm gonna cheat tonight, and you got chlamydia? Like, that's like,
Who cheats without a condom? First of all, I got rules.
what's another thing? Like, we were born in that era though, where condoms are a thing. Now, I don't give a fuck about a condom.
Yeah.
After
it broke that one time, I just
I just never brought them.
They always ask me condom or pull out. I was like, pull out, obviously.
I just never brought them. But
I don't got that kind of money.
I'm not going to Costco and buying the 36 pack. Are you serious? Gas condoms.
7-Eleven. That's it.
But
so wait,
bless them both.
So wait, doggy style isn't standard for you? You wouldn't consider that standard?
Yeah, but like I said, experiences. I've had the same experience as you, so it's like it's not a thing for me anymore.
Right. I get you.
So it's like, it's just that's how I think about it now. But of course, before that, I was like, oh, this is
standard.
Yeah, but then when she's like, oh shit, no, this isn't. Like, there's. So then it makes me think how many like people out there, men and women, aren't being honest with their partner.
Yeah, because I'm thinking right now, like, I'm trying to pinpoint when is the first time I had doggy style, and I can't really pinpoint it. It just feels like, oh, it was like me on top, her on top,
right,
and then that happened, like doggy style happened, but I can't figure out if it was just like a discussion or it was just heat in the moment kind of happened.
Because then, to me, it would then go to, like, did they do it because they like liked you and felt like you wanted this, or did they do it because it was the heat of the moment, but then it started to hurt, but then they just kind of took it? Or like, even again, I know there's men that will put up with certain things even though they know it's like, oh, this does not feel great or whatever.
Yeah, because
they just don't want to tell that person.
Right, you don't want to make them feel bad and all that shit. And I get that feeling, but like if that girl that I was having where like doggy style hurt for her never said anything, I wouldn't have been able to tell. Is the thing. Until, well, first of all, because their face is like pointing the other way, and I can't tell the motion from the back of a head. Right. I'm learning how with each time, each moment of time, I am learning how to read emotion from the back of the head.
You don't like this, do you?
Well, now you mention that hair, it went like this, and I know it now. All women have it. Some guys. But yeah. So what? Okay. So what is just regular guy on missionary cowgirl? Those are standard. Yeah. After that, it's no longer.
I feel like after that you get into. I don't know what the next level of like standard would be. Then I feel like it's fucking kind of like venturous but not crazy, and then you get into like, you know, ultra mega whatever type feel.
Right, all that because shit.
So for me, I thought like outside of standard, I always thought like picking a chick up and, you know, getting to it. I thought that was a little bit...
Oh, like standing up?
Right. I thought that was like, all right, this is venturing towards, like, you have to actually be able to do it, one. Yeah. Two, and then you have to actually, like, have someone comfortable to do it, right? And then I did it, and that was way better than the other thing, which hurt.
Okay.
So you see what I'm saying? So then I was just like, okay, this is based off of the person. It's not based off of, like, what we think, where it's like, nah, every person does this, every person does that. They don't. So it's just learning shit. But of course, I wouldn't stick a fist. Just
that's insane. Because now that I'm thinking about doggy style, you should ask, and like it should be like a. It could even be nonverbal,
right?
Kind of like tap here, whatever. But that would never even enter my head to I'm gonna just fist this person.
However, I would say because of like how we dance and shit and everything, I feel like you can kind of tell the people who are with certain things by certain actions if you're like in a club or bar setting or whatever. So then at kind of that point, if you're into that, I feel like you should do use some inferring and kind of lead you down that route, if that makes sense or whatever. Because I think as dudes we see like, oh, she thick, yeah, I'm gonna pound that out, like I'm hitting from the back and everything. But then you might get discouraged because when she's like, nah, this hurts. However,
it does. That's right, because I'm that big, right? That's what you mean?
I hope. And then you see freaking a girl dance a certain type of way, and then she might be with it just by that. If you infer and you were correct, and there you go.
Yeah, that dancing thing, it seems like a tightrope walk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's, if you look at every animal in nature, they dance to attract partners, right? Or at least some do.
Right.
And we do it too, and it's just like, you could kind of guess, but it's a dangerous route. And I think really what our point is that sex feels really good, right?
Right.
Right, no matter what. Well, in some cases it doesn't. But for the most part, consensual sex feels great. Imagine how much better it would be if you guys actually talked to each other and guided each other, like, do this here, do that there, like all that. And then once that little awkwardness is gone, you guys just know each other.
Right.
And it just feels great.
Right.
So talk to your partner. If you're comfortable with it, talk to your one-night stand. Guide your partners. I would say more so women should do this. Guide the...
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant talk to their partner. I was like, well...
No, I mean, like...
guide
because because most women I've been with, they're not like assertive or aggressive. They're just like, just do whatever you want to me.
Right. Well.
Yeah. Like, and I do so much. But I always wanted, like, and I never, and it's my fault too because I never asked. But I was just like, tell me, tell me what you want, like, what feels good for you, and I could like figure out a way to do it, kind of thing.
Right. I think that's the golden sweet spot when they're able to tell you, and then you guys know, and then it's cool because I mean, we've had other conversations with other people about certain situations, and I'm like, you put her through that pain. Why? Like, what was the point of that? Like, I don't get it. But then you kind of find out that it was just like, it's the male ego thing. Like, oh yeah, like, it's because I was so much this and that, and it was like, well, or it could be just because of her, like, how her actual body is and how she's created and positioned. You were just hitting a certain thing that fucked it up too. But I mean, again, ego.
No, it was the big dick thing. It was the
big dick thing.
No, she would have told me. No, but that's the thing too. Like, as a guy, I want to make whoever I'm with like orgasm. Right. So if you got some things, just let me know and I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
I'd rather they do it like 3 or 4 times before I do mine. Because my recovery time is slow.
Man,
working on it.
Look,
how do you?
That's off.
Because I know you from experience have a quick recovery time.
It's an off-camera
conversation.
But it just involves a lot of berries.
It's grape juice, actually. Cuts that recovery time by half.
But yeah, like, those are certain things where it's just, you would hope that these conversations are happening, or at least, like, you guys have your go-to things, and then it kind of, stays there. If you don't have the conversation, you feel like it's embarrassing or
That's
whatever.
the thing about, I never understood why people liked one-night stands so much more than relationship sex.
Right.
Because relationship sex is like, you understand that body.
Right.
Like, you know it. Like, you know what works and whatever, all that shit. Feels so much better than one-night stands.
Yeah.
To me, at least.